Hi there, I'm Ann Vorderbrugge. The title of my course comes from the fact that the promise of America as the land of opportunity is contradicted by the reality that millions of people work hard, play by the rules, but can barely get by. Fewer than a quarter of Americans believe that the American dream still exists. Just a bit about me. I'm a 45-year resident of Arlington, and I retired a couple of years ago as Director of Grants and Economic Mobility Initiatives for the Arlington Community Foundation. I've been fortunate to have an amazingly rich career working for local nonprofits, the county's Department of Human Services, and in Arlington schools on behalf of people living under severe economic pressures. I've witnessed their hopes for themselves and their children, their living conditions, and the barriers they face in trying to get by and get ahead. During this 5-week class, we'll look at economic disparities both here in Arlington and nationwide. And I think for most of us, the concept of poverty is so big and complicated, it's hard to wrap our brains around it. So my hope is that I can pull the curtain back and make the issue more real. My colleagues from the Community Foundation will share local insights on Arlington's affordability challenges and the pressures that this puts on our very low-income neighbors. We'll talk about why addressing these issues matters to the health and viability of our community. Other guest speakers will share their own experiences struggling to keep Arlington their home, even while working multiple jobs. And for the national perspective, we'll learn about policies and systems that actually perpetuate poverty. I borrow heavily from the work of Matthew Desmond in his book, Poverty by America. That book is very readable and very enlightening. You might be surprised by what you learn about the structural forces at play that keep many people in poverty. The recent disruptions that we've all heard so much about to Medicaid and SNAP and other critical safety net systems have been justified by people in power using stereotypes and false assumptions about low-income people. We'll compare these stereotypes with what the actual data show, and we will address how immigrants have become scapegoats for our economic anxieties. I think the biggest takeaway for my class is that poverty isn't a result of personal failures, but rather it's the result of failed policies. So as far as what can we do about it, we'll explore tax reforms and investments proposed by Matthew Desmond and a group called the Patriotic Millionaires, as well as Dr. Derek Hamilton, who's a renowned economist who has laid out a vision for a human rights economy. They are all hopeful that capitalism can be a force for good for all if our national and local policies and our own personal choices don't prioritize subsidizing affluence over alleviating poverty. I'd like the class to be interactive and comfortable for everyone. And as I mentioned, I'll have some terrific guest speakers. I hope to see you in my class.